What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna be 100% real, and I gotta get used to looking at the camera and not myself. But yeah, but whatever. That's besides the point. I'm Jerry. One of the things that I'm gonna say is probably done this a million times. Like everybody wants to be a big YouTube star or content creator, streamer, gamer, whatever it is. And I can tell you, I've probably tried everything. I've tried to be a gaming YouTuber, try to be a content creator on TikTok. I mean, my TikTok days when I was actually doing it, like for real, it was going well. Once I got it to like, what, a little bit over 1,000 followers on TikTok, I like stopped because it's just a lot. And I think that's the problem with me is that it's just work, and I don't know how many of y'all can agree or relate to that, but like everything is just a huge chore, especially to me. But like I have a lot of things I like to do. Like I love video games. I love content creation. I sit here and I watch content 24/7. And when I say content, I mean like I'll be on YouTube watching a bunch of podcasts, a day in the life, mukbangs, people cooking. Like I have a broad range of interests, and I can never and I don't have an outlet to express all those things. But here I am. It's 2024, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it. But my idea now is because I love everything and it's hard to commit to everything. Can y'all agree? Like you love something, you love doing things so much. You try it, it's just like, ugh, it's a chore. And I think that's what my problem is that I like a lot of things, I try a lot of things, and once I start to do the things that I love for work, becomes a chore, becomes a job. And that's the one thing I just don't want to do is I don't want to work. I don't want to work at things I love. The things that I love, I want them to bring me joy, not stress. But here on this channel, which I haven't decided on a name, but by the time I do, it's probably going to be something like Just Jerry. Because you know what? This is what it's going to be about. This is it. Like, this is going to be my backtrack. This is my bedroom. I am an anime lover, a video game player, a YouTube watcher. I love luxurious stuff. Like I'm rocking a Kento Paris sweatshirt. Like, come on. Love dad hats or baseball caps. That's just me. And I'm going to keep it that way. So I'll make a video every so often and I'll post it. And it's going to be me sitting here talking to you guys about random shit that comes to my mind. Because, excuse my language, but fuck it. I mean, maybe I'll try to. I mean, I'm one who tries to not swear, but at sometimes it's going to come out. But I think the easiest way for me to do this YouTube thing is just to be myself. Because when I was being a gamer, I was forcing myself to be this, or I'm not a gamer, to be a YouTube gamer. It was like, force myself to have this more than life personality, and that's not me. I'm really mellow, chilled out, quiet, but I love to sit in front of a camera and talk. So when I make these videos, I'm gonna try to keep the cuts to a minimum. Like I just want it to be raw, straight through. Like I don't want all the crazy edits. Oh, and that's another thing. See, I have all these tangents. Every time I do YouTube, it's like, oh my god, recording is one thing, that's time consuming, yeah, whatever. But the editing, The hours of editing, man, was killer. It was killer. And then like what, recording a million videos a day, the editing a million videos in a day, then having to post, upload all that nonsense. Crazy. But I think a lot of you guys who start this YouTube journey probably feel the same way that I do. And if you don't, you're lying. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know if you're lying for real, but still. But at least for me, it was. I gotta get up and do this. I'm forcing myself. And what really bothered me, or what really gets to me, is I'm somebody who I need instant gratification, and I'm working on myself. I'm trying to be that person that's like, you know what, this is gonna take time. I understand that. Don't get discouraged if you're not getting the likes that you want. Don't get discouraged if people are not subscribing to you. But it's hard. And I know everyone starting out is just like, oh my God, this isn't working. Oh my God, I want to be the next Mr. Beast. Oh my God, I want to be the next Asmongold. I want to be the next. I don't even know who's a great YouTuber. And then realizing that success is not built overnight, and it takes hard work and dedication. That's the thing that hurts. It's like unless for some reason you do something outrageous and everybody just jumps on and instantly propels you. And some people, you know what, they might post a video and it's a banger, but others, no. For the majority of us, that's not the case. But with this being my first video on this channel, it's not my first YouTube video ever making, but this is my first YouTube video on this channel. I'm really just here talking to you guys about myself, and I think that's the angle I'm taking this time around, is I'm just gonna portray myself. I'm not gonna be doing all this extravagant stuff. I may not even be that interesting, but guess what? That's me. I want to be authentic. I'm gonna be as authentic as I can. Because me being eccentric, making those gaming videos, me being wild, silly on TikTok, me making skits, as much as I love watching those things, that's not me. I can't do that every day. But what I can do is talk and give substance. Well, I'm like 27 years old. I'm a Capricorn. And me being a listen, I don't like astrology. I don't care for astrology. But me being a Capricorn, you know, I'm calculated. I need to plan everything out. Be methodical about stuff. For all you astrology lovers out there, I think this is, no, I'm sorry, horoscope? See, I don't. All you horoscope lovers out there, I'm like, oh yeah, that's such a Capricorn thing. I'm blunt. I don't care about a lot of things. I enjoy what I enjoy. I hate what I don't. I always liked the idea of having a mass following, of leading, of influencing, because I feel like I'm a leader. And a lot of you might think that as well. Oh my God, I want to be able to walk into a room and shut the place down with your presence. I don't care about all that. I'm just somebody who just like to share. And if you find entertainment in my authenticity, then great. And if you don't, you don't have to be here. Let's be for real. like you get up out of here. Like I'm somebody that will go to the bathroom in the morning when I first wake up. I have a lot on my mind. I'll talk to myself in the mirror. I'll go on dialogues in the mirror. And it's almost like this. This is like a diary. If you think about it, this right here is a diary, and you're watching my diary. Well, that's kind of weird to think. Maybe one day I'll get. Maybe if we get big enough, or this channel gets popular enough, I'll start sharing things that a normal person wouldn't, or maybe they would. Who knows? I don't know, like what It's like 10 minutes. This video we're 10 minutes in, and a whole lot, talking about a whole lot of nothing, but at the same time dropping gems. I'm joking. I'm not dropping gems. I'm just ranting and talking about nonsense. But this is what this is gonna be about. Just me on camera talking to you guys, unfiltered. I mean, I might edit here and there, or like do the cuts or jump cuts, because there might be some pauses that are too long or whatever, or maybe I just ran out of something to say, or I'm somebody who will talk or have thoughts and ideas and speak, and then as I'm speaking, my brain just goes mute, like all my thoughts just disappear, like I have the quickest short-term memory loss. That's literally probably not what that is, but see, you ain't gonna have me saying stupid stuff like that. Yeah, just try not to swear things that'll be real difficult, because sometimes it just rolls off the tongue. But here's a little background on me. I mean, I gave you some background about me already, but here's some information about me, or why I like, or okay, just listen, right? So, working. I don't think anyone likes working, but people work so that they can, make money, advance their careers. That's not me. I work because I have to work. I work because I got bills to pay. Just like all of you. I mean, some of you may not have bills to pay, but for the majority of us, we do. I'm new to this adulting thing. Didn't have, the greatest role models. So a lot of my life, it's me figuring it out on my own. Live with a single mother. Well, I lied. She wasn't single. Had a stepfather. My father was in and out of my life. But that's like a typical, I guess, typical life for somebody, I guess. Maybe not typical, because a lot of you probably grew up with two living parents in the household. Not I. And if you could relate to that, give this video a like, because we had it tough, huh? Single mother, single father, or no parents at all. But enough about that. I hate working. Sometimes I find joy out of it, but a lot of times I find joy out of it, but not the kind of joy like, oh my god, like I love that I'm doing this. It's coincidence that sometimes I love what I'm doing. But most times I hate it. Why? Because I don't like. I have a problem with authority. I have no problem. I can follow directions, but if I don't like something, I don't like something, and making me do something I don't like just rubs me the wrong way. And I'm gonna give you some insight. So I'm in the human services field. So I work in programs for kids that got taken out of their homes due to parental neglect, behavioral issues, mental disabilities, emotional irregularities, all stuff like that. Started off as a regular childcare worker, which means I'm just working in a program or at an agency, and I am taking care of kids who are bad. These kids are horrible. Horrible by circumstance, some horrible by choice, but they're bad. Some of them may not even be able to control it, but that's just the life. That's just the life that they lived. And I'm sitting there and I'm working with them, but then higher management, they're just like, oh, don't care, you gotta do this, even though it makes no sense why we have to follow some rules or regulations. I mean, it makes sense, but like in the practicality of things, when you're actually on the floor doing the actual real work, it is ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It makes our jobs a lot harder. How do you want us to keep the children safe if you're pushing all these policies and procedures onto us that doesn't align with the mission that we've set out to do? And that was always something that was just like I couldn't deal with. But of course, I strove. I had this eagerness to move up from a childcare worker to like an assistant supervisor. Took me 2-3 years to finally become an assistant supervisor. And believe it or not, I was really good at my job. I came to work almost every single day. I may not have been on time, but I was always there. I'm always late. And for whatever reason, I'm just never on time. Either I love my sleep, can't get out of bed, or I get absorbed in everything else and realize I lose track of time. But I was always there. And what I realized was at the agency I started at, I'm not gonna name them, but the agency I started at, it was really like it was about who you knew and if you were gonna kiss someone's ass to get to where you wanted. And I'm not an ass kisser. I can't do it. If I don't like something, I don't like it. I'm not gonna sit here and fake the funk in your face just to get ahead. If you don't notice my hard work, if you didn't notice my hard work, that's your problem. That's your fault. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna sit here and play for fake in your face just to move up. And that wasn't me. And I think that's the reason why it took me like 2-3 years to finally move up. And then I became an assistant supervisor at the same company in humans in this childcare field in this what would you call it? It's not a boarding school. It's a residential program where the kids live, where they go to school and learn and everything like that. Like almost like a boarding school, but for bad children, for kids in the system. And then shortly after becoming an assistant supervisor, I tried to become a supervisor, but the director, they were like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Like when this position opens, you can go for it." You know what this director did? What she did? She wrote me up, which put me out of eligibility to even be able to apply. Then she says you have to wait 3 months. 3 months you could apply. Whatever, cool. Then I get an email saying, "Oh yeah, 4 months. You'll be in good standing in 4 months or 5 months or whatever." But then, okay, that day comes. Then she closed the position, so now that position doesn't exist anymore. After you promised me that I can go into that position once I was back in good standing. Oh, and that pissed me off because now you're messing with my ascension. So then I was like, you know what? You guys don't appreciate me. I'm done with this place. I love all the people that I work with. I love the kids that I work with. As bad as they are, loved it. Loved the work. I was great at it. I'm good at it. I'm still in the field now. Then became a supervisor somewhere else at a whole different agency. Well, let me pause. I was a program manager at a group home, an all-boys group home. In the midst of me working at this original agency, I had dropped down to per diem or relief, and I went to another agency to better myself. Oh, I jumped up quickly. Like I was a program manager, the youngest program manager at that. I'm 27 now. At the time, I was 21 years old. Youngest program manager. Everyone's like in the 30s, 40s. I'm young, and I'm running my own program. But that place was horrible. So I left and went back to the original agency that didn't treat me properly. But, people, when you think the grass is greener on the other side, it really isn't. and it takes you actually going over there to the other side to go see what's the greener. It's not. It's dead. So you go back to the devil you know. And that's what I did. I went back to the devil that I knew. And then became an assistant supervisor. Then after being an assistant supervisor, and I was denied that role, even though I should have been a supervisor. I was denied the assistant supervisor role like 3 times before I finally got it. Crazy, right? But then, after being played with and just my heart just not being in it, at least at that place, because of upper management, left to another agency and became a supervisor at that agency. Then, maybe like 6 months or a year later, probably like 6 months, I became a milieu manager, or in like a 6-bed program, and that's like it's like a emergency residence where I'm now in a position to be stabilizing the program and leading other people and training other people. And although I'm not quite the boss there yet, I'm the boss. Like, when my boss isn't there, I'm the one people go to and look for answers, and I'm directing and doing stuff like that. Then, a year later to now, well, not now, a year later, I applied to be a program director. There was a lot of like, are you sure you're ready? You're not ready to do that. And I was like, you know what? I probably wasn't. I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't care about that. I was like, you know what? No, I want to be a program director. I'm tired of being told what to do. I want to have the flexibility. I want to do what I want to do. No one's going to tell me otherwise. Little do I know, that's not actually how that works. But a year later, I applied to be a program director. After a very long interview process, made the cut. After being told, oh, we don't think you're ready and stuff like that, I still made it. And now, a year later, here I am. But so now what? This is my first, like 1 year into, no, 2 years into being a program director. We're January 11th. It's now in my second year as being a program director. But here's what I can tell you. Every time I'm told that I can't do something, it lights a fire under me to prove people wrong. And I think that's what it is. I have no motivation for a lot of things. But when people tell me that I can't do something, ooh, that makes me mad. And so I prove people wrong and I do it. And I achieve my goal. And I'm there, and it's like, okay, well, what's the next thing that I gotta strive for? And that's where I'm at right now. I met my goal. Oh, my stomach is killing me. Wow. Okay. And I never know what's next. A million people can ask me, what do I want to do next? Where I want to go from here? No idea. It's not that I'm complacent. I just don't know. And that's my problem, is I just never know. What I can tell you is, I want the freedom to do whatever I want. I want to be able to find success in the things that I enjoy, share my success, and share the skills and the knowledge I've learned along the way to better other people and raise them up. And I think that's why I've been so successful in the field in my career path now, is because I get the chance to work with a bunch of youth who have a bunch of challenges and get them to a point where they can be successful in life. But I don't think my doing this is, or my wanting to help others, is limited to just children. I want to do that across the board with everybody. Any opportunity I have to help somebody else, I'm going to take it. I'm going to do it. Whether it's difficult for me, whether it's a pain in the butt, I'm going to do it. This is just me. I have a big heart. I hate everything, but I have a big heart. I may have RBF all the time. That doesn't mean I'm mean. I mean, once you get to know me, I'm probably a little mean. But to regular people out there, I'm not rude. I'm not mean. I'm respectful. My siblings, probably not. But I'm respectful to others outside of my household. But again, this is who I am. And you know what? I would ask you to like, subscribe, and do all that nonsense. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna ask you to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. But what I would ask is that you just like the video. Even if you don't subscribe, just like the video. And if you don't like it, you can hit the dislike button. Can't stop you. But at least if you hit the like button, it'll be recommended to other people. And maybe they'll like the video. Maybe they'll subscribe if you don't. But this is my first video, first of many to come. And I may have started off with a point, but the point is, this is me. And I'm going to be as authentic as I can when I make these videos. And this is a 20-something minute video, and man, I did not mean for it to be this long, but that's just it. So like the video, subscribe if you want, subscribe, don't subscribe, it's all cool. I'm still gonna try and make these videos. And please don't be afraid to hold me accountable to not making videos, because maybe that's what I need. I need people like you to be in my face and up my butt about posting so I can post more. Bye-bye.